All right, so we're going shopping for a family of 4 on a reasonable budget. In my world, I don't have a coffee bar, and there's no espresso involved in my world.
Shopping to see how much I can feed my 4 children, my 2 children and my husband tonight.
Whole Foods has had several Whole Foods in Chicago, but this is really their showcase. And so I usually come to this Whole Foods because I can find anything I need. Look at everything we can buy. Oh my gosh. Look at these vegetables and fruits. I can't wait to buy dinner tonight.
So there's been a lot of discussion about environment.
Yes.
But we were interested in how do women with young children and fathers, which many times are not included in the picture, how they navigate their environment.
All right, $4.29, thank you.
Can I add 2 orders of fries on there?
What size fry?
Whatever, what do we got? Large and small?
We got value, small, medium, large.
Oh, how about one value?
One value?
Is value little or big?
The little.
Oh no, one of the big ones.
It's okay, so you want one large?
Yes, please. Who knows with these names?
There's also a group of people that depend on corner stores. And so we know that those stores commonly have less fresh available, less frozen, fewer healthier products available.
I got bread, ramen noodles, chili, fruit cocktail. Can't beat that.
So I'm going to get some of these fresh tomatoes. They're right off the vine. It's like they were picked yesterday. It's so wonderful. Rachel's in 8th grade. She's 14, and she's much more likely to eat healthy if I get things that are really fresh. So I'm going to get some of that. Here's the broccolini. Now, broccolini is something that Rachel really likes, and it's kind of like mini broccoli. It's like something that I've never seen in other places, and it's just really special. Maybe I should do a tomato, mozzarella, and basil salad, because caprese is really Rachel's favorite.
So we've got 4 bacon cheeseburgers, junior ones, because I don't like the big ones. Can kids eat that? 4 small Frosties, medium Diet Coke. I got 2 broccoli and cheese potatoes, because you can cut them in half for kids, and I would. And then an apple pecan salad. So that, and then and pomegranate vinaigrette. Really? We have pomegranate vinaigrette, and then we added fries to it. Even though it was impossible to tell what value fries are and the so-called big fries.
Whole Foods also has these really great pre-chopped, so you don't have to chop other fruit. And it's just great, and just keep it in the fridge. Rachel and I just eat it like a snack, and it's wonderful. And it's a little expensive, but it's so good.
You were still a woman in one of these communities. How do you get fresh food if you want it? And how do you try to improve your, if you have children and so on, how do you try to improve your intake of really healthy food, or what?
We have a study that we completed about a year ago where we mapped where people go. And a lot of people travel out. So it's not only the expense of trying to purchase food, but there's the expense of trying to get to a large store.
$26. So $26, and that would be close to feeding 4 people, I think.
Okay. Do one of you want to get the, I'm right. Yeah, so what are we at? 80-81. When I talk about Whole Foods, what's available to me. Looking like, oh my gosh, it's such a privilege, but I recognize it as a privilege. And it's because it's available. And when fewer choices are available, then you make good choices with what you have.
And so we can't only look at the problems, which are partly caused by structural inequity,
Yes.
not by people within communities necessarily. But people within communities have been able to continue in spite of the limitations.
Your own. I've never been in that store, by the way.
Okay, except you also said that this is where I eat. When Kim goes to Starbucks, he eats out nice with us all the time.
I go to McDonald's and get that.
Okay, but you eat out nice. You
Yes,
like,
but you guys should have gone to this store where I went.
Yeah, you really beat
I
it.
had
Kim lied on
She went to the.
tape.
Pat went to the
No, I
liquor
went to
store in the
Cut Rate
background,
liquor store.
right on
And
the corner.
and I had a challenge to see if I could feed a family of 4 for one meal for under $20. And I did that. I got the Arizona fruit punch, which was 2 for $7, but I only got 1. I, of course, got white bread. I got the Hormel chili and ramen noodles. All of us who were students, got through on ramen noodles. And then I got 2 cans of fruit cocktail, which was the closest thing I could get to fresh fruit.
Oh.
And
But it
then,
was pre-chopped, just like the pre-chopped.
yeah, it was
onion.
easier. So
heavy
then,
Yeah, it's almost the same as
Heavy
what you got.
A little cheaper.
but then I was going to see, well, all right, so that was $17. But then I thought, what if I did banquet dinners instead?
Yeah.
So at the Cut Rate Liquor, banquet dinners were $2.59 a piece.
Yeah.
And that would have been over $10, and then I could have gotten the fruit punch and maybe the fruit cocktail for under 20.
Right.
But then later I went to Jewel, and the same banquet dinners are $1.33 a piece. That's pretty good, 9 for $10.
That's that comparison.
So that's what happens. But I was able to comparison shop because I have a car. So then, do I ask someone else? Why don't you go to the Cut Rate Liquors first, and then you take 3 buses, go to Jewel, come back, and then tell the guy at the liquor store his prices are too. Oh, I don't think so. Not that guy. So there you are. But my family can eat this if they're really hungry.
You sound like you really hate that idea.
And
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
well, it's not so bad. I've eaten
What would your
ramen noodles.
daughters? You have 4 daughters.
It's very bad.
It's very
might-
bad.
You raised 4 daughters. What would they have said?
They would have
At that age.
never eaten
Why?
fruit because they always had fresh fruit.
Yeah.
See, and
this
you all
is
make fun of me about my
And
chopped fruit.
they called the white bread honky bread because they only drank
That's
whole
right.
wheat bread. And
You can get away with that.
I know, she doesn't explain. She just says, because they only ate whole wheat bread.
Well,
What
no,
did they
this is
call
the
it?
big thing is that this is the grocery store that you grew up with, Noni. This is the one in the
right,
background
for
where
sure.
you and I were talking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting commentary in terms of the availability of choices. So again, we see people point to individual examples. So they'll look at a family like mine and say, well, you grew up in poverty, you guys were on welfare, but look, all 5 of you went to college, et cetera. And while it's a wonderful story, it's still good to look at an aggregate amount of information and see how things collectively affect communities.